Good morning, students. Today we will understand chapter 13 of class 8 science textbook, sound. Sound is used for communication between two persons. Sound also produced by different musical instruments and different devices. Here in this picture you can see guitar, harmonium, and tabla, flute. All these produce different kinds of sound. Question arises, how sound is produced? Sound is a form of energy just like heat and light. This sound is produced due to vibration of object. Whenever you struck any object starts vibrating, and due to this vibration sound is produced. If you struck a metallic plate with a spoon, you can easily see the vibrations produced in the plate, and you can hear the sound also. Sound can also be produced by you if you plug a rubber band, and you will hear some sounds, and you can easily see the vibrations produced in the rubber string. Similarly, if you hang a metallic vessel on with the help of a string and struck it with the help of a wooden or metal spoon, you will able to hear some sound, and you can see and feel the vibrations. So we can conclude that sound is produced by vibrating object. Sound waves travel from one place to another in the form of waves. Therefore, we can say sound is a wave. How sound is produced by humans? In human, sound is produced due to vibration in his larynx, or called as voice box. Voice box is situated in the neck region. It has two stretched membrane, which are called as vocal cords, that are attached in the larynx with a narrow slit. When you exhale some air, the air passed through this narrow slit, producing some sound. With the help of lips and tongue, you can spell out different types of words. The muscles attached to the vocal cords can make the cords tight or loose. When the vocal cords are tight and thin, they produce different types and quality of the sound. How sound propagates? How sound move from one place to another? So, sound need a medium to propagate. Sound can never propagate in vacuum. The speed of sound is different in different medium. The speed of sound is highest in solid, then in liquid, and it is least in air or gaseous medium. Sound, a medium is necessary for the propagation of sound waves. The matter or substance through which sound is transmitted is called a medium. It can be solid, liquid, or gas. Here in this picture you can see two boys are playing with the toy telephone, and sound is propagated through this thread. The thread is a solid and in which the speed of sound is more than the air, so they can able to hear their sounds. If we try to speak in a glass tumbler, or if we put a sound producing object in a glass tumbler and cover it, you will not able to hear any sound, because medium is necessary to travel for sound. How we hear sound? We have ears with the help of which we can hear different types of sound. Human ear has three parts. Outer ear or called as ear pinna, which collect all the sound waves. Ear pinna is connected with external auditory canal. This canal takes the sound from ear pinna to tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane or eardrum is placed at the last part of the external ear. When you hear a sound, the tympanic membrane starts vibrating. This vibration should be amplified. It is amplified by three bones present in the middle ear. The name of the bones are hammer, anvil, and stirrup. The middle ear then transmits the sound wave to the inner ear. In the inner ear, the sound wave converted into electrical signal by cochlea and then send it to brain through auditory nerve. The brain interprets the signal of the sound, and that is how we can hear the sound. Amplitude, time period, frequency of a sound. These are the three basic characteristics of a sound wave. Sound waves are produced by to and fro motion, or we can also call it as oscillatory motion. Sound wave needs a medium to propagate from one place to another place. When sound waves travels from one place to another, they produce disturbance in the medium, and this disturbance is considered as the wave. Sound waves have certain basic characteristics. First, amplitude. In a sound wave, the maximum displacement associated with the particle constituting wave is called amplitude. If we take x-axis is the mean position and the blue color line shows the sound wave, then the distance from the mean position to the highest position, that is crest, or the lowest portion, that is throw, this distance is called as amplitude, and its SI unit is meter. Second important characteristic is frequency. Frequency is the number of vibration or the oscillation completed by an object in 1 second, or simply we can say the number of oscillation a sound wave produces per second is called as its frequency. The formula of frequency is the number of oscillation divided by total time. Nu is equal to 1 by T. SI unit of frequency is hertz, denoted by capital H and Z. Here in this picture you can able to see there are three sound waves. The first one is having only few oscillations, so it is a low frequency sound. In case number 2, medium frequency, the number of oscillations are more than first one but less than last one. Therefore, it is having medium frequency. The third wave shows large number of waves, the large number of oscillations. So, it is a high frequency sound. Time period. It is also one of the important characteristic of the sound wave. The time taken by object or the particle of the medium for completing one oscillation means if a wave starts from a crest, moves up to throw, and again next crest come, then the time taken between two consecutive crests or the time taken between two consecutive throws is called as its time period. Time period is denoted by capital T and its SI unit is second. Loudness and pitch. Loudness of a sound is the measure of the sound energy reaching to our ear per second. Loudness or softness of the sound depends on its amplitude. If a sound wave is having greater amplitude, it is a louder sound, whereas softer sound having low amplitude. Loudness is directly proportional to square of amplitude. If the amplitude is 2, then the loudness increases by 4 times. In the picture you can see the sound of a drum is a loud sound, whereas the sound of a whistle is a shrill sound. The picture fourth one is showing you a sound, the number 1 showing you a sound having lower amplitude, whereas the second wave shows you a sound with the greater amplitude, means it is going to be a loud sound, whereas the first wave is having a soft sound. Pitch or shrillness. Pitch is the sensation of the brain due to the frequency of the emitted sound. The pitch of sound or the shrillness of the sound depends upon its frequency. The sound with the greater frequency is shriller, and the sound with the higher pitch, the sound with the lower frequency is least shrill and lower pitch. Example, generally children and women have high frequency or high pitch or a shrill sound, whereas adult man is having a low frequency sound or a low pitch sound. Drum is having lower frequency sound or a lower pitch, whereas whistles having shrill or high pitch sound. Difference between pitch and loudness. Pitch depends upon the frequency, whereas loudness depends upon the amplitude of the sound wave. Pitch of the sound is how our ear react to the frequency. Loudness of the sound also depend upon the energy of the sound wave. Pitch of the sound helps us to recognize whether the sound is shrill or flatter. Loudness of the sound helps us to recognize whether the sound is feeble or loud. The picture in front of you of 4 different waves. The quieter sound is having a small amplitude, whereas the louder sound is having a high amplitude. The deeper pitch sound, the number of oscillations are less, whereas a higher pitch sound, the number of oscillations are more. Audible and inaudible sound. Human beings have a definite capacity to hear the sound. Human beings can able to hear the sound between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This is the audible range. Human beings can not able to hear the sound lesser than 20 Hz and more than 20,000 Hz. Whereas animals like dog, cats, monkeys, etc. able to hear the sound with the frequency more than 20,000 Hz. Noise and music. Pleasant sounds are called as music. The sound that you like to listen, like to hear is called as music, whereas the unpleasant sound that you do not want to listen is called as noise. What are the reasons of noise pollution? The presence of excessive, loud or unwanted or unbearable sound in our ear, sound in the environment is called as noise pollution. The sound of vehicles, explosions, bursting of cracker, the sounds coming from machines is called as is the noise pollution. What are the problems due to noise pollution? The noise pollution has many effects on our health. Due to excessive noise, we are not able to sleep properly. The name of the disease is insomnia. Hypertension or high blood pressure, loss of hearing, anxiety, painful to hear, they are caused due to noise pollution. A person who exposed to the loud sound continuously for longer term may have temporary impairment of the hair or loss of hearing. Measure to limit noise pollution. How we can overcome or how we can reduce noise pollution. Noise pollution can be reduced by following ways. We should play gadgets like TV, radio and loudspeaker in low volume. Second, we can install some high quality silencing device in our vehicle, aircraft, engine and machines. We should not use loud vehicle or horns. Noise pollution is also overcome by trees. They absorb sound. So, plantation should be done along the roadside to avoid noise pollution. Awareness campaign and noisy operation should be done to make people aware about the harmful effects of noise pollution and how we can control noise pollution. Thank you.